welcome to Fellowship of Games. This is Alan.
This is Dawn.
This is John.
And today we're going to give you a review and recap of Board Game Geek Con, BGG Con, and what we did there and our opinions of it.
So, yeah, today we just got back from it, or actually last night we just got back from it. And you see we have on our shirts, this was their fall one, and it was a monster theme.
Yeah, Monster Mash, Monster Race.
Other than it being close to Halloween, I don't know why they have a monster theme on the shirt, but it works.
I like the shirt. I'm glad they did.
Like
it gives me something else to wear at Halloween. I don't have a lot of scary Halloween-y type shirts. So.
They had a backdrop and a photo op that went with the monster theme, and they have a charity fundraiser the last night that we were there, and it was also a monster theme. So I think it kind of plays into just having a theme for the con.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was great. I loved
it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I loved every bit of it.
I have a few stats. So they said they sold 3,172 badges, and they had 3,100 show up, and they had 129 sponsors and booths represented. So
that's a lot.
Numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was about the board games. It's pretty much what it was.
It was all about playing the games. There was open tables like pretty much the hotel. If you could, like other games you can't, like this one, you could check out your game, take it back to your hotel room and play. If you just wanted your little group and where it's quiet. Some rooms were kind of noisy. Actually, it wasn't as noisy as I expected.
Yeah.
Because there'll be some pictures posted in this, but there was the Magnus Ballroom or Marquee.
Yeah.
It was huge, and it was just packed with people. There was noise. It was always like a low hum. All the time. But by the late nights we were kind of tired, and it was hard to learn new games. So we would take it. We'd go sit out in the food area, because after 8 o'clock you can go play in the food area, and there was not much noise out there.
Yeah, we found some quiet spaces here and there. So
definitely. So let's talk about it every day, what we did. So day one was the 19th. We got there about 11. And what did y'all think about registration?
When we were walking in, I kept seeing these people that were walking back out to their cars with a bag full of games. At first it's like, oh man, these guys are shopping it up, And then I noticed that everyone had these same two little yellow games. It's like, okay, no game is so popular that every single person is buying that game. It's like, I told them, I was like, I bet that's a giveaway. I bet that's something you get. And when we got there, that's exactly what it was. It was a giveaway. Registration took us minutes.
Yeah.
It was fast.
I mean, literally, it was probably 15 minutes start to finish, which is faster than any con we've been to.
Ever been to.
It took me longer finding my QR code to get my badge than it did to go through the line. So I was standing.
And the room we were in there, they had like 4 tables set up. And we got there about 11, so it'd been going for 2-3 hours. So you could tell there was like a lot at the beginning, but by the time we were the last 5 people to go through, then they moved down to this little door outside and just opened that area up, put tables up to play games. So that was pretty cool. They just had the big rush, get it done. But still, this one as fast as our local con, which is 200 or 300 people. Check-in was literally about
never
the same
a huge line that went the length of the building.
Never.
There was no lines. This is getting into the next day, but like the event booth, there were people there that was always busy, but it wasn't like Gen Con where you're just like, shoulder to shoulder dodging people.
Shoved through to the next booth. Yeah.
But we got a registration. We'll go on the script. I got excited.
I would say I like the mechanism. What did you think of the way they gave out the games?
Oh yeah, it was really good, but at the same time, because of that mechanism, we ended up with like several duplicates. So, but
that's like griping about free pizza.
Yeah. I mean, if we put forth the effort, we could have found people who had other games and traded with them and stuff. We were just like,
But speaking of that, I do want to thank Rio Grande Games. They donated. They said like literally a trailer of games.
Yeah.
So they said this year was kind of abnormal for the amount you got.
It was Rio Grande, Indie Games, and Nerdvana donated all those games. Those 3 vendors. Yeah.
So that was, we appreciate it.
It was a wonderful surprise. Yeah, we loved it. So
because and then when we got a registration, there was the add-on stack. You just got one more game. You could get only one of those, but you picked whatever you wanted. And
it was just there for you to pick. So
Yeah, so we went through, they gave us a deck of cards, then you went to the first one, you got your shirt, then if you bought one, then you went to the second one, and they looked at the card and the picture and the number and said, you get this game. And like he said, depending on what card you got, we may get a few duplicates. And so we all got at least we got 4 games there, 5.
4 or 5, yeah.
3
right
of that
there.
Bonanza game, 2 big boxes, 1 small box. It was like 6 games.
Yeah, and then when you got to the end, you got to pick another one out of this big stack of games. So
yeah, an add-on. All those were add-ons to existing games, and most of them we didn't own. So now
we got
now we gotta go
2
get the base
expansions to Roll for the Galaxy. Now we got to buy Roll for the Galaxy.
right.
You know,
Clever.
yeah, it's good marketing.
But yeah, that was really nice. And then after that, we started checking out the con. And so one of the things we really liked, the game library had 8,355 games in it. And sitting outside of that, they had the hot games already set up, ready to play on tables.
That hot games was a very good idea. I thought, I mean, that room was the noisiest room.
yeah, oh yeah.
But the advantage of they have the game already set up to play, so you sit down and you play it. Then when you're done, you set it back up as a start set, which is pretty easy because you've learned the game and you get it back pretty fast. And then you go to the next one and somebody else sits in that seat and starts playing.
Yeah, went through.
And they had teachers that went around,
Yeah,
would show you the game.
it was there. It was 24 hours for all 4 days, pretty much till the last day. They cut them off at 3, I do believe. They were like, "You're stopping at 3. It might be mid-game, but you're stopping at 3." So, yeah, there were some people who were dedicated in that space, and they were like just waiting on as soon as someone got up, they would get that seat. But there was, I think, 40 tables in there.
Yeah, easy, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd probably be about right. Seemed like it, yeah.
And
We
so
could check our video, but yeah.
There was, and the tables were full, but there was usually, within 20 minutes, you'd have something open up. So
Yeah,
you may not be one that you necessarily were wanting to play, but you will play it. And we found some games that we really like that
Yeah.
I'd never heard of and that were really interesting. But the hot games, and also, I don't believe this, so this may not be true. I don't know. But I think that room stays open even after midnight. So you could still play. I don't know. But because we didn't stay after midnight, we were retired. We're old folks. But it was pretty interesting. But they were really nice. The people who helped, and not just the helpers who worked there. They wore jerseys. Just random strangers show
at
up and
least
say,
3 times.
"Hey, we'll show you how to play this game."
We had one guy sit down and teach us how to play, then sat through the entire game because he wanted to see. He liked the game so much. He's like, "I played this game 3 times." He wanted to see how the game
How
went.
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could remember his name.
And Alan, we played Covenant. Alan did a teach for some guys.
Yeah. Right after we got done, these guys were sitting there. That game was a lot. It's by DeVere's. It's DeVere's kind of big buck this year. That was when we played on day 1. So
That was the first game we played, actually.
yeah,
First
the first
game we
game
played.
and I loved it. I thought it was a really fun game.
And I would call that a heavyweight game.
Yeah, I think it's heavyweight.
It was good. Alan won that one. It was really good.
I liked it quite. I'm not a super heavy Euro guy. I like kind of the light medium, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. I would actually like to play it again. So I know the rules now. I think the second time would be much more fun for me.
Yeah, you bumped your doors up pretty good. It's a lot of fun. So
The other thing we did that first day, we went to the First Timers and Orphans talk, and we learned a lot about it.
That's what we learned for the next night. We had to go to the Battletops Luchador match, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
the Battletops. Found out they had a poker tournament. Still, I wanted to enter it, but anyway.
Yeah. But
next year.
if you're going there, they invited you to like hang around because right after that was another meetup where you could actually start playing games with people you didn't know, and it was kind of a way to start for people.
Yeah.
Which surprising, we saw people from our local con. I saw 4 to 5 people that I knew I played with and stuff. But
from NEA Game Fest, we ran into people. And then the last game we played was Druids of Edora. What did you think of that one?
It was a good game. Stefan Feld, Castles of Burgundy is a masterpiece in my opinion. It's a masterpiece game, and he made that one. This one, I don't think it was as good as Castles of Burgundy, but it was a point salad if you like that, connecting stuff together and putting it all together games. That one was right there. It was pretty good. I couldn't quite get a strategy together and made some mistakes, so I was out pretty early.
We met some new friends.
But yeah, we played with a couple people.
That was fun.
And they were serious gamers.
They were good, and they also I would say one of the things about that one, it had a formula. There were a couple of were some cards that were a little OP, or some things you could get that were a little OP. So I think you'd have to have a house rule to balance that one out.
Yeah, when I played the game, about halfway through, I realized that if you didn't do A, B, C, D, in order as quick as possible, and there was a mechanism where you got these powers. If the way to get a couple of these powers was in the back, whereas someone was at the beginning, you were going to lose the game. There's no
and to me, like,
way about it. So
I'm sorry.
No, you're
fine. When we played the first one, Covenant, like, we were all within 10 points of each other. It was like 45, 55, 65. When we played the Druids of Edora, it was like 200 to 65. When I see a spread like that with experienced gamers, it kind of tells me there's a balancing issue.
Yeah, so I didn't catch that hook. So when I didn't catch it, I was like, oh, I'm going to lose this game because they got it. It was set up for them to get it right away.
Yeah.
And for me, I'd have had to push a little bit further and delay it several rounds. So after that, I just started enjoying how pretty it was. It was a very pretty game.
So we did that. That was probably the end of our first day.
Yeah, it was day one.
Day two, we started out. We took the opportunity to make some cute photos.
Yeah.
They had a little photo sesh. And I realized, like, by day four, I was like, I think I signed up. They would actually have somebody take, like, a professional photo of you with their monster background. And I looked, and our tickets were for day one at 4 o'clock, so we'd missed that. I realized that, like, on Saturday, but we still took pictures. You'll see them on our...
The backdrops were out there.
Yeah.
So we'd taken pictures already, so it was just out of our minds after that.
Yeah. So we had some cute ones. I love the little sign they had that said, "No, not like Monopoly," because everybody's like, "I play board games like Monopoly."
Because it had like a horror background. The thing I liked about it is in the window in the background, it's like all frosted over. You see like this meeple looking through the window.
A scary ghost meeple looking out the window. It was funny.
I thought that was cute.
And our first game, we went to the Game Library, which was unreal.
It was wonderful. I wish that was my I could open a door in my house and have that there.
It was, like I said, 8,355 games, and they said 12,522 were checked out. So that, if that gives you any idea. So, but we played Forges of Ravenshire. Spire. Okay.
Yeah.
Get it right.
that game I'd seen. Like one of our friends on TikTok, they posted it like, "Hey, Saturday night we're here at this something game store playing Forges of Ravenshire," and I saw a picture of the board and it's like, "Oh, that looks good." And then I looked it up and was like, "I would really like to play it. We got a chance to play a game."
That honestly was my favorite game we played. Mm-hmm. That's one I'm kind of notoriously tight on what I buy, and I think I will buy that wing. I really liked that game a lot. It was fun. It was complex enough where you had to plan and strategize, do everything. Mm-hmm. But it was, in 2 turns, we had the rules down. And, and there was no looking up stuff, no rule book flipping. It was just quick and easy. I really, really liked that game.
Yeah, it was a good game. We're going to have a quick peek of that coming up. I filmed it out, and the art on that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Don got to be the wild weasel.
Yeah, Don. Yeah. I was a raccoon.
Yeah.
John was
a badger.
I had the badger dice. Yes.
So cute.
Yeah, there's each. Yeah, it had a little. You could deal out these cards. Everybody get a card, and it gave you your smith a special ability. So I had the badger die, which let me work a little harder in my factory.
And John was a raven.
Yeah.
I don't remember my special ability.
You were the guild master. We had to unlock guilds, and he had all of his guilds unlocked.
I had those 2 already
at the very
unlocked.
beginning.
Yeah, that was nice.
I had to spend a lot of money to unlock mine.
Al, and you won that one. That one was pretty close, but you won that one.
Yeah, I was able to just build one more piece of armor. That's basically all it was. Is I was able to dig out one more piece of armor. So.
And then that was. Let's talk about the other game we played that day was Aquarius, and that was in the hot games room.
Yeah.
That was another one that surprised me. That's probably my second favorite game. I never heard of it, and it was interesting. I really liked it.
Yeah, what's his name? Thomas Holick of SETI fame over here behind Don's shoulder.
Can't see it.
You can see. Yeah, he came out last year. Gale. I know I've said this. I'm repeating myself for those who watch.
Okay.
Tea Gardens and SETI, and we've played in SETI a couple times. It's just a fantastic game. And then he made Aquaria, and you're building an aquarium, filling it full of fish. How
And
simple.
It was fun.
And it was fun. It was a fun game.
Because
It
I sat
really
down, I was
was.
like, yeah, this will be kind of goofy. And then I started playing it. And there was like multiple ways you could earn your points and win, which I'm a big fan of. Pick your path to win. And I liked the little dials. You had to turn to match your colors, but if you knew you couldn't make it, you could plan for the next turn.
Yeah.
And little fish, the way they gave bonuses to other ones. Then you had the
Fed
fish
the
house
fish.
tank and stuff. You could
Yeah.
go to the pet shop and buy stuff. And it's a good game.
Would you call that a medium weight one? Probably
Yeah.
Yeah.
about a medium.
Because there wasn't a whole lot of different mechanics to it, and it was. But you had to really plan.
You had to plan. There were basically
Yeah.
3, 4. There were 1, 2, 3, 5 actions you could take. There was just 5 actions you could take. But it's how you took them, and then you got bonuses for taking the action. So if she took that action and got a bonus, and I came and took that action after her, another bonus would pop up. We got a quick peek of that one too coming up, so look out for it. And then you had a filter you had to take care of, but that got you bonuses.
You flushed it at the end of the round. You flushed your filter.
You went to the pet shop, that gave you bonuses.
Yeah.
Oxygen was your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you forget your fish, they don't die. Somebody feeds them for you, but you lose points because of it.
Yes, you lose points. You're paying them with your points. So
yeah, it was really cool, and it was worker placement. So if you went in certain spots, other players couldn't. And
Yeah.
it was
And then-
very minor that part, but yeah, I liked it.
The other game we played that day was a homebrew D&D Monster Mash.
yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, the fella that did that. I wish I could remember his name, but yeah, it was really. It was a lot of fun. We played with 3 other people. It was a full board of 6, and I was not the wise. So
He was a gnome. I was a barbarian.
I was a wizard. I was.
You were-
What were what
I
race?
think you were human.
you were
Yeah,
I'm pretty
human.
sure.
And we were in Dracula's castle.
We decided that his brother, throughout the game, we sussed out that his brother made a chocolate cereal. His brother Count Chocola.
That wasn't planned by the DM, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a really fun group, I thought,
Yeah.
that played with us.
Yeah, it was lighthearted and fun, and then a big bad showed up kind of out of nowhere, and it got serious, real serious. So
Had a good balance of storytelling and fighting, so
I kept my character sheet. I'm
Yeah.
planning on, if we ever have another homebrew that I'm not leading, then I'm gonna play that character. He was a lot of fun.
yeah, it was a cute character. But that was really well done, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to that was the only day we ate out for lunch. We went to Velvet Taco.
Mm-hmm. Real good. It reminded me of Tacos for Life if you have them at your home.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
But they have red velvet cake for dessert.
that's
Yeah, I know. We had a chicken taco, but it was like an Indian spicy tiki.
yeah.
Chicken
It was actually
tiki.
kind of good. Don, it was too hot for her, so I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah, John Wolf down on it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had a Hispanic barbacoa
Yeah.
taco.
Very nice.
It was really good, and it had the funkiest nachos in the world. It was like a egg scramble, except instead of hash browns, I had tater tots. So I kind of had breakfast for lunch.
It was good. And then the vendor hall. That was our other big thing we did that day. So
Yes, the vendor hall. We met some really interesting people. We got a lot of games.
yeah,
So yeah, one of the ones, Speed Row, got this one. It's Claim, Mind Rush. It just looked really cute, and the guy that made it was there. And Anthony Vassie.
Ryden Vassie.
Vassie.
Yeah,
Yeah, he talked it up. He really liked it.
Speed Robo, and then he was there that day. He had on a purple hat. He was, because you notice him, he had the purple hat on. He was really fun, and his mom Ada was there with him. They were running the booth, and he was really impressive. And I think he just had a Kickstarter. Oh, which was that? I can't remember, but it was just interesting to talk
Yeah,
to
it
him
was a battle game.
about. He was talking about the process and how he got into game design, and again going back to what John said earlier and Alan said, it wasn't the mad crush. You actually got to talk to the vendors.
that was interesting because you talked to the designers of the game. Like I think Speed Robos was tagged.
Yeah,
They
that
talked
was
to him
him.
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
And,
really nice.
This one zombie something survival game. The guy was like, I'm the artist and the game designer, and he talked to me for a while about one of his games. It was really interesting, and you kind of met a lot of people and got their stories. That was kind of that was really interesting.
And then next to him was TCG, and they are a Japanese company trying to get started in the U.S. with card games. And I'm going to do an unboxing, but I played through a couple of hands of this Dragon Shogun,
Hand me
It's not available yet, but
yeah.
these were really gorgeous cards.
Yeah, they gave us this.
That's the playmat.
It has instructions on this side and the playmat.
The playmat on that side.
Yeah, check out the art on that.
And I
That's
picked
really nice.
these up. I don't know if these are available in the States, but like I said, this guy at Robo Games was helping them launch their brand in the U.S. So these are all just card games. So
it's anime style art if you like anime at all.
Yeah.
Rurouni Kenshin and stuff like that.
Really pretty.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, there's her. This is her business card. If you see it, it was a little, looks like almost like it was a player card, but if you look at it closely, it had her info. So I thought that was really
I
interesting.
thought that was an idea because if you got a printing company, just print your own cards. You know, so here's my info. I thought it was kind of neat.
Yeah, these games are made in the USA. They have there's a printing company nearby, and they figure out how to adapt the stuff they made to make board games.
I
And
think it was Champaign, Illinois.
He said he was south of Champaign, and he developed his own little production company, which was really interesting. Yeah, he was neat.
Then you had your pizza guy. That you talked to
Yeah,
for a
this
while.
is Wolfman Games. So this one, Alan was excited about this one.
look at the art on this thing.
Wolfman Games. We'll do an unboxing of it.
It's fantastic on this. Just
You're competing for
Yeah.
pizza deliveries to deliver the most pizzas, or get the most tips.
Get the most tips, and you
Most
can steal
tips.
tips and.
Which is
You
kind of
upgrade
funny.
your
He was
car.
telling a story, and I'm like, I delivered pizza in high school. And that's actually kind of true.
If you see, this one was their other one by Wolfman Games, Solus Lost, and then he gave me this booster pack just to be nice because I had talked to him. So I'm excited. This one is 2 to 4, and then this one is a solo.
Yeah.
Solus Lost is a solo game, and
Yeah.
if you can like get it, kind of just hearing him describe it, it sounds like a card-based game of Outer Rim. So if
Yeah.
you've played Outer Rim,
Really?
it's like a solo player card-based version of Outer Rim, kind of
Yeah.
the theme
I know
and the way
nothing
it
about
plays.
that now. I'm curious.
Yeah, and so, and you can get one helper, and if you decide you want a better helper, you have to eject him into space. I was like, that's so dark,
Cold-blooded.
so dark. So anyway, we talked to them, and then you found something at they had games for sale. They had T-shirts for sale, games for sale.
I found
Super excited.
2 wanted, and they were there, and the price was right. So we got Hobbit there and back again. Reiner Kenichi game, Office Dog. Yeah. If you haven't seen this, we're gonna unbox it and hopefully play it pretty soon. We got a lot to play, but
Yes.
that's a roll and write game. That's fantastic.
Got it. I was going to say, we thought we knew what we were going to play next, but now we may play more things.
And then
next.
I've been wanting this one for a while. Spooktacular.
Ooh.
You're playing as one of the guy. Just a whole bunch. Flip the game over. Look here in the corner. All these are different classic monsters and modern day monsters, and you're in a movie theater, and you're trying to score the most points by scaring the most moviegoers. So
That's hilarious.
it looked very cute. So
Yeah. I didn't buy much. I'm pretty tight with that stuff, but I've got an old game, Mombasa, or Mumbai. Mombasa, yeah. And I like it. I play it every so often, but I'm not really big in components because they're too expensive, like the rare packs. But they had the replacement
The
acrylic
upgrade.
tokens for $11. I guess because it's an older, not a popular game.
not as popular yet.
So I'm
And
like,
that was the Board Game Geek.
Board Game Geek store.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm going to get that.
Yeah, Board Game Geek store was I bought a shirt there I really like, and
It's cute.
I was almost a jerk. I thought about it. I just thought it would be funny. But they have this big open tray with they just dump acrylic tokens in, and if you fill up a bag, it's $5 with whatever tokens you stick in there.
yeah.
And I thought it'd be so funny if somebody just comes and starts coughing and rubbing around in it. But I thought, no, somebody won't understand that's a joke. It'll go bad.
Yeah.
My sense of humor is not popular. But
That was cool. There were people just there. You could get probably 100 something, and so they were just rooting through trying to collect an entire.
and they had like rolls they had them stacked up. I need one more of this, and they're just going through it.
That was cute.
The other
I
time I
didn't
picked
know
up.
what it was. I just saw people digging
Yeah.
in that big thing.
Yeah. I saw this as a Kickstarter, this Peacekeeper storage system, and I thought this was a great idea, and I just looked over and I saw that, and I was quite excited. The gentleman who run it was real. Yeah, they're magnetic.
They're magnetic.
The boxes stick to each other. Wow.
But
Wow.
we're going to do like a storage component review and include that of various tubs. But I would go broke buying these for all our games. So I'm like, I can't do that. But I thought that'd be really handy as a component tray. So I thought I'm going to try that and see how it works. And, you know, I could maybe buy another set if this is great and we
I could get like a $200,000 loan. I would buy every single game we had. I would get those boxes.
They're really nice.
They're cool.
And I mean, they weren't really awful. I think they were like
this.
$45 for.
This was $50.
Yeah, and it came. That's a bunch. I
they're
mean, when
really not bad.
I think it's 8 smalls and 4 mediums. And some packs that link them together.
We're not saying they're expensive.
Yeah.
No, they're not expensive.
By any means.
I'm just notoriously tight.
We have
a lot of games.
Over 100 plus games.
Yeah.
So $50 per 100 games. That's $50,000.
That would be like he said. We can use those for playing. Like you see us use the little trays with the scoops. And if you had a game that had a lot of loose pieces or a special game that you got out a lot, instead of having to deal with the Ziploc bags, you could use those instead.
Exactly what I was thinking. It's like I think I'm going to invest in my personal, top tier games, top 5 games. I'm like,
get those for
That's
kind of what I thought.
I think that'd be really good for
that's
role
what I was like. I saw those, and the gentleman who invented them, he had his original prototypes there. He'd show them to you. He was a very nice guy. And
he had another really cool one for Magic the Gathering or card games like that. It's just storage, just made simply. You could keep your play deck in it. And just popped it out.
Yeah, because he was looking for advice. He was like, "Do you play Magic?" I was like, "Well, no." I was like, "Well, I'm looking to see what you think about this." I'm like, "Looks neat, but I don't play the game, so I can't be much help."
He had demos out of all the popular games and Magic, and showed how you could use those. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And they also were play testing in the vendor areas. So they did like demos of some of these, like that one. But this one,
Dead Mimic.
Yeah, Dead Mimic. And he had this one in production, and 2 he was beta testing.
Yeah, the one about the cats. What are the cats?
He had one about cats and one about cellular biology of all things, but it looked interesting. And this one's Mars. It's a space theme. And so it was a real easy, quick game. So we'll do playthroughs of these just because they're fun. So we'll do... and I didn't have a lot of card-based games. Like that trick-taking, Lord of the Rings trick-taking is one of the... I didn't have a lot of card games.
Yeah, we're tend to get the worker placement things, so that eats up a lot of our time and budget. So it's nice having lighter games.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about the vendor hall for a while, but we only spent probably about 2 hours there.
Yeah.
And really, if you were just going to get a game, you'd be done in just 5 minutes. But it was actually really fun.
We had a lot of fun there.
People. We met some really interesting people.
And for Alan's birthday, Indie Games had a mystery box.
Oh, yes.
So I got him the mystery box for his birthday, and they gave us this one just to be nice.
We'll tell a story about that.
Yeah, there's a little story about that.
Yeah.
We'll tell you that story here on day 3.
Yeah.
That was 4?
4. That was our last day.
So,
that was like a heck of a way to end the con.
Yeah.
So.
And they had games out, and they had the one Invincibles. What was that?
Invincible the card game.
That was their new one, and then CGE had a new one out.
Mistwood. We looked at that.
We played that at Gen Con. They had that in the demo room, but at that point it was still a prototype. So
and I'm a huge fan of CGE. I really like them. I like City of Silver and over there, SETI and Lost Ruins of Arnak were huge fans. This one was a little
light,
so we're still thinking about it. Thinking about it.
I mean, if I had a copy, I'd play it, but it wasn't heavy enough for me to play over and over. But I enjoyed playing it at Gen Con.
It was very interesting. Yeah. It may still end up in our because the art on it was really cute. So.
It is pretty. Mm-hmm. But that was pretty much day 2, and then day 3. Tell us about Prison Break 48.
Prison Break 48 was a lot of fun. We were playtesting with the game designers, Jamboree Games, and another Alan and Richard.
Yep.
And it was a weird Prison Break 48 weird kind of game. You're trying to escape a prison before you die. You had 7 days, and they gave you a starting prisoner. I was Louis Esco. And they gave you an escape plan, and he had it set up so no matter what prisoner you got, what escape plan you got. You had to get 25 points worth of attributes
Yeah.
between the two of them. So everybody had the same kind of amount to get, and then you had items you had to get.
Asymmetrical, but
because the cards
still
were
resource based. Yeah.
Yeah, and there were only so many resources, and I turned to the guy, I was like, man, that's going to make it kind of hard. He goes, well, you're in prison. You get what you get. It's not. And as soon as he said that, it just clicked. It's like, oh yeah, you're in prison. This isn't going to be, there was a game called Sweetlands. I was like, it's not Sweetlands. This is Prison Break. It was set in 1948, so
it had that noir feel to it.
Yeah, the art was really good. I mean, the prison felt like Shawshank Redemption. If you've seen Shawshank Redemption, the prison kind of had that feel to it. There was a big boss that if he was trigger, there was an event deck, and you could trigger the boss deck, and he would do things. But I had enough respect to be his right hand man, and I almost
you
got this ring, and so just about every single time the boss deck triggered, I was there with him, and since I was a right-hand man, it didn't affect me.
It didn't hurt you, yeah.
And they were like, golly, the boss has been totally taken out of this game. What can I say? I work for the boss.
It was quite a bit fun.
It was fun. It was really fun.
And if you didn't know, this was actually the prototype game. So this game's not in production.
Yeah.
And they were looking for feedback. And I actually had the most fun talking to these two guys, just coming up with rules like, no, he said, what would make this better? And it's like, you shouldn't ask me. So we just started talking.
Yeah.
And it was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, it had a really neat mechanic. There was a governor's deck, and after 7 days, if no one had escaped, you would just pick up one of the governor's deck, and it had a scoring mechanic. You got X points for this and X points for that. So basically, if you were tired and you wanted to make it a shorter game instead of play 7 days, you could play 5, and you just whipped out the
governor's pardon for one guy.
And only one guy gets to live in the game.
And the rest of us got executed.
Yeah, there's one winner. No, everybody was second place, essentially.
And that mechanic fixed the only problem I had that maybe, not any problems, it could be a long game. I could see that. But you pull that card and you don't know what the winning stat based off your stats.
Yeah.
So you can't just say, like, I'm tired of playing, I'm just going to call it so I'll win. But it was. We're going to do a video on that just because that was a lot of fun. I really liked it.
You'll see a quick peek of the prototype. He said that was version 15. It's not the final version, but
I told him I would buy that game as is.
I would too. And
I would
be happy
too.
with
It was good. Yeah, and I didn't know we didn't know anything about it, but we really enjoyed it. So I would call that probably kind of a what style would you call it? A deck, kind of a not really.
No, it wasn't a deck builder. It was action selection. You were given cards to play as you and that's you had to select from that deck of cards that you were dealt every day, and you could at the beginning of the day, if you didn't like what you had, you could spend your money, which was cigarettes and actual money,
smokes and coins. That was good.
And you could spend those, and you had to get items, and you could steal them. Buy them, and then you could also knife fight for them.
And knife fight for them.
And you didn't kill them; you put them in the infirmary. But that was an aspect of it. And so let's say you weren't going to win. So then like there were only 3 ropes out there. If all 3 ropes got confiscated by the warden, you weren't going to escape. Your plan was null and void. So you could get another one, or you could just go around making sure no one else escaped. So it went to the point system.
Yeah.
Like robbing things from people. Yeah.
And that's where I learned if you mention smoking or tobacco in a board game, it becomes an 18+ game only. Which
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I thought that's cool.
Yeah.
But I do think you were right on when you said it's like Shawshank feel. That was it. Definitely could transport you that. And it was a fun game. It was solid.
It was solid. Yeah, I'm looking. They're hoping to go Kickstarter, and I'm hoping they do because I'm
going to
back
for sure.
Yeah,
good guys.
And we went back to the vendor hall, but we already talked about that. Moon Colony Bloodbath, that was the next one we played. What did y'all think?
The hotness was busy, so we each checked out a game. Moon Colony Bloodbath, I thought I'd like it more. It was a fine game.
I did not like
But it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Basically, you're just trying to outlast everyone else. I thought it'd be...
Your whole colony's going to die. Your whole colony's dying quickly.
Yeah, we got a quick peek of that out there. It's like this. The game was okay, and it was kind of tense there at the end, and me and Don were bouncing back and forth trying to survive. But there are other card games we have, little short card games that are sort of similar that I would rather play more. So I'm glad I played it, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad to try it, so I won't spend money. But it was...
Yeah.
To me, it was real fast, which I don't really like really quick games, but then I feel like you're just seeing what card... It's like Monopoly to me. Whatever comes out, you just have to deal with it. You don't get to plan.
Yeah.
So
There wasn't a strategy.
it was a strategy.
No.
But if you like that kind of game, it's good.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Yep. One that really surprised me was Stuffed Fables.
Yeah. I like that.
That's an older adventure book style game.
Yeah.
Because I know it was, I liked the original game that they made for it. It was Mice and Mystics. We have that.
Yeah.
And we played it with our kids when they were real little and those stuff, and enjoyed it. And every time I've seen that at the game store, I've always looked at it and thought about it. And so I'm like, I'll give this a shot. And it was actually, there was a lot of rule book, or not rule book, but a lot of story content
That
to
book,
it.
it was about that thick.
It was 80 pages of maps.
80 pages of maps. So 40 maps and 40 pages of story. And it played, it was set up, was real easy. You flip it over, do this, this, and this. And once you know the mechanics of how to play, you're going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of good story to it. There was some tension. So
Flavor text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. Surprise! I mean, I would not have your stuffed animals, your stuffies, and you're in a little girl's room, and you're all a stuffed animal, and then
You get sucked
she
into the
moves
dream
into her
world.
big girl bed,
Big girl
from her
bed.
crib to her big girl bed. And there's one old wiser stuffed animal that comes
Stitch.
out, Stitch. He was Stitch, that says, and so it begins. We have to save her now from Crepitus.
Yeah.
And Crepitus creates all these nightmare creatures. So kind of you get a little that Toy Story vibe. All the creepy things are coming out from a portal under her big girl bed, and you're trying to save her. So anyway.
It was
It's
really
cute.
good. The miniatures were fantastic. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would have played that. I would have literally, if there hadn't been so many games to play, I would have been content to play that the rest of the
just
day.
play that through. Yeah.
We did the first two scenarios. Yeah. I would have kept going with that.
Very good.
Another one we were a little disappointed because we went and got, it was,
Maracaibo. We tried to play Maracaibo. I wanted to get Pirates of Maracaibo because that's like a lighter version of the Maracaibo. And when we got it, it was someone's copy. And
Yeah.
it had been well used, and if there was so much stuff to it, and it itself is a story driven game. We were putting it together, and we were sitting there doing all the studying stuff, and it just got to a point where I was like, I don't want to spend the time it's going to take to figure out where everything goes, figure out the rules. If I couldn't play like Pirates of Maracaibo, I played on BGA a lot, and I can whip that one
yeah.
out in a second. So we bailed on that one.
And it had an expansion mixed in.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, that
expansion
makes
mixed
Couldn't
in.
tell what was what. Yeah, so we spent an hour. We spent a solid hour trying to just set it up, and then we called it. And
Even the box on the back said this is a huge game
Yeah.
with 240 wood pieces.
Yeah.
So we went back and turned in our
Mistake.
games, and we found and one thing about the games, if it wasn't a hot game, you could check it out as long as you wanted to. But
And that
if
was
it
an
was
8-hour time.
8 hours.
Yeah.
If it was which you could play a game in 8 hours. If it was a hot game, you were supposed to bring it back in 4 hours, and they had them separated in the room. So if you got it off this shelf, you should bring it back in 4, and if it was on the other shelves, you should bring it back in 8. So we felt, we were like, probably just to be, we all picked one out, and that was the only time we checked them out, and we didn't pick out the hot games, and we were like, probably we should just do one at a time in case somebody's looking for this. But a lot of other groups were walking out, with one
there
per
was.
group. So
You go into the main ballroom. There's a table with a stack of games
we
on
were
it.
like, we didn't know the gaming etiquette, but that was the only time we checked out, and we didn't do the hot
Oh, we
games.
checked out Children of Colossi.
The next day we did one other one. And then we came back to the hot games, and Coming of Age was free. So
Yeah. That game, I really would like to play it again. We ended up not playing an entire game because it got to a point where we
It
were
was like 11:30.
we were so tired. We were like,
That's another reason why Maracaibo didn't make it, because I was exhausted by that time.
Yeah.
Because we've been going all day long pretty much. And like John said, we're oldies. There's some people
we are.
just
Well, we were
play-
only
We're
getting
mediumies.
5-6 hours of sleep in a hotel
Yeah.
at night. So yeah.
And we'd start at, say, 9, and we'd go about 14 hours. I mean, it was getting there.
Yeah,
So,
but Coming of Age is your character more and more. Your player board is the head of the character, the head outline.
yeah.
And there are places you go to, and as you got older, it unlocked more places for you to go to, and more places. And then your head player board, you got more and more tracks to maneuver and manipulate and get bonuses on as you grew. You went from a 9-year-old to an 18-year-old, and so.
And we played that with a new friend too, so we got to meet a new people were very friendly. Like they would come out, or somebody showed us how to play it. Maybe that was it.
No, we played with a little guy. He was that's why we quit playing it. He was going to. We'll explain what happened after that. But what's his name?
I'm trying to remember. I'll think of it.
He was the silent assassin.
Yeah.
We'll explain that in a second.
But we played several games. We met new people, and I would say people were very friendly, not just to explain the games, like help you if they've already played it.
Yeah, someone helped us with that because there was a couple things I was hung up on. I couldn't figure out. The instructions weren't clean.
And helped us.
It's this and this. As soon as everything clicked.
I get it now. Yeah.
And so
And then I know Steve.
Hey,
it was Steve.
If you're watching, I hope you are.
Yeah.
Because we kept running into him throughout the con too.
He was
Steve.
Really fun.
Yeah.
He was so nice. I was trying to remember.
Yeah. Steve was his wife?
It was his roommate, Alyssa, I think. Yeah, they were super. Yes.
I liked him
a lot. And then after that, we had to stop. Do you want to say anything else about coming of age other than we want to play it again?
I really want to play it again. That may be when it comes out in mass.
Yeah.
I think I may end up picking up a copy because the art on it was fantastic and the gameplay was really unique. I think Mike would really like it.
Yeah.
Maybe even Susanna. So
I'm not giving it. It was okay.
It
wasn't
didn't
my
click
game.
with John.
It didn't click with me.
You know,
but I would give it a shot.
That's the way it is. Sometimes a game doesn't click with it. It clicks with everyone else. So
yeah, I would play it.
That one in Covenant, and Ada's Dream, I want to play again. But anyway, but then we went to
the Rolling Tops. They have on Friday nights
Battle Tops
at 11 o'clock. They get rid of all the dexterity games and they make this little area, and it had 8 boards on it, and it's.
I think it's 9. It was 3x3.
Well, they didn't have one there right there at the entrance.
Oh, okay.
Because it would have clogged it up, so they kept one off there, so it was 8. And they had 4 people per board, and they were using, they look like Dollar General tops, these small plastic tops, but they all had these, like Mighty Mike and Mayhem Marvin and all these names. And basically, everyone, there were all these teams. There was the Rainbow Ninja, the Harry Potters, I can't remember.
Harry Trotters,
yeah.
Oh, so what is Steve's team? He was a techie. It was like a techie theme.
The Tech Ninja.
The Silent
Assassin.
His outfit though, his was the best outfit I think because he had this mask on, and a wristband on, and it reacted to music. So the louder the noise got, it was all these little bands
LED
and stuff.
lights. And it was printed with a grid, like it was a computer board or something.
Yeah, he was
him and
ninja or something.
Alyssa.
Yeah,
but you're forgetting the most awesome parts of it. The luchador mask.
Yes.
It's very popular to wear a luchador mask while playing this game.
I really want to go back next year. I've already looked up how to get a custom luchador mask. So if I can get a Fellowship of Games luchador mask next year, I intend to participate in this.
Yes.
And I will be out there. And I was, they have their own theme song.
Somebody wrote
on Apple.
Yeah,
Play.
It's on Apple. We were listening to it, and they were doing the song.
Grip it and
Grip it and rip it.
Grip it and rip it.
Grip it and rip it.
And I was sitting there.
Awesome.
It was actually a good sounding song, and I looked it down and said, "This is oddly specific." And then start saying about Captain Awesome, who's there.
Who's the MC.
And I was like, this is written. And he was like,
yeah.
Somehow we've got a song on iTunes.
Look at my day 3, you will hear a snippet of it. I put just an unedited snippet of it there, and Captain Awesome walking around with his hammer. He had to have his hammer. Captain Awesome.
It's always Fridays at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It's worth a see.
It's worth watching.
Worth checking out.
And the one thing, it's a tournament, so they do win something at the end. I don't know what. I think it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But they had all the people who had signed up to be in there, and they had their tops, and it was like, we've got 12 tops left. Who wants in?
Yeah.
So they just let it, whoever shows up.
Yeah,
it's all ages. There's
a
11-year-old.
Yeah, she's going to turn 11 in like 4 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say all it is, it's like I said,
it's an old top. Last one standing wins.
Straight out of if you went to a birthday party in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about, and those little gift boxes that had those tops.
Yep.
That's what they were. The string was this little tiny thread, and just in a little round. Anyway,
because the main MC was Captain Awesome. Then you had the Pope, who's actually The bishop, yeah, he actually is the
Archbishop.
guy who runs the con at
He was
Bohemian
one of
Gates.
the, yeah.
He's one of like the top 4 people.
He was a
named
blue
John,
shirt.
yeah.
You saw a blue shirt jersey thing.
But yeah, it was very entertaining to watch.
Con organizer, yeah.
And we wouldn't have known nothing about it. Wouldn't have known if we hadn't heard
If
it
we
from
hadn't
the,
gone to the first
orphans
timers
and-
and they told us, don't miss this, we would not have
They
known.
said it is a sight to behold.
It was
and they were
awesome.
If you go to BGG and they have that, I suggest you go in because we got some good information on that. And make
Yeah,
some
the
people-
first timer, that was well worth it. And then, was that all we wanted
That
to
was
say
it.
about
Everything
day
for
three?
day three.
That's when we got in like 1.
And
Yeah.
then day 4,
What happened
say-
day 4?
the good and the bad.
Day 4 was an awesome day, and
And
and awesome. The
Cuckoo
word
day.
awesome is it gives you awe. That is awe.
awesome.
Inspiring thing. It is awesome. So awesome can be good and bad.
So on our way, 8:30, we're headed there. And we unfortunately did not get to stay at the hotel. So on our way there, literally, I was driving.
We got
and I was,
hotel
Hotels to
bus.
our right.
yeah, I was trying to whip it, and a dart bus was trying to pass me and totaled my minivan and hit his door. So poor Al, you'll see some of the pictures he has.
I have glass rash. You can
Yeah.
kind of see it. There's little specks on
He's
my hand there.
okay, but it was
Yeah.
scary, and it totaled
Thank
my car.
Goodness for airbags.
Yes.
I really think I'd have been hurt bad if there hadn't been an airbag deployed on the side here because my head felt like warm all day because it rubbed down that airbag. So yeah,
But we're fine. And
Yeah. It was slow speed too. We weren't
Yeah.
because we were, but yeah.
traffic was light, so it was just an unfortunate
and the road construction was horrible.
road
Yeah, the
construct-
roads were
That was
awful.
part of it. That
Yeah.
this lane was blocked off, so you kind of had to whip around to make this 270-degree turn.
270 turn, yeah.
Yeah.
So next year we want to stay at the hotel
If
and
we
not
can.
have to. Yeah, definitely would recommend get there early. So that's
Oh, that does bring up a point. If you stay out, they have an underground subway that stops at that hotel. So if you can figure out where subways are, you could actually just
I saw
stay
a
at the hotel.
train. I didn't see a
or
subway.
whatever that was.
They
What-
had a
that
train
tunnel
stop. Yeah.
is a train. Sorry.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
like a
say,
subway,
They don't
but
have a subway
above ground.
system, but they had a dart train and dart buses.
And it stopped at that hotel. So just for
And-
travel purposes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but what did we do in the true spirit of dedicated gamers? We
carried
called
on.
an Uber. We went and got cleaned up. He got him some more bandages.
some
We
fresh clothes and yeah.
went right back at it.
We're
So
back by noon. We only missed
that
4
happened
hours.
at 8:30. We were back there by noon, day 4, and started out with one of the hot games, Children.
Children of Colossi. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a new game. It wasn't a
It was
hot
it.
game.
It was it was in the hotness.
It wasn't hot?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it was
was
in
a
the
4-hour checkout.
It was something that kind of hit at Essen, and so it's come over here. I don't think it's going to explode like some of the other things because it's kind of complicated. It's not quite what you think. We thought we were going to be playing the Colossi, these giant creatures that had cities on their back, but what really happened is there were Colossi that had actions on it. It was a worker placement game, and it had chaining effect. You would place one worker, and then you had 3 workers there, and then you could go up to another space if you had a second worker. They had to go through them or go up another area. And then you had a third one, and so you're trying to get to the top, so you'd have to bring people from the ground up to them to be able to get to the top. And so it was an interesting concept, and you're also battling for dinosaur eggs.
Yeah.
I like the game. It's being interesting. It was kind of a little bit hard to figure out how to get your bearings on it, but I did like it. My only complaint is they could reduce the board size by like half because it was a huge
Yeah.
board. I mean, it
It was a
covered the
big board.
A
table.
lot of space.
I think you could make it about half that big. And
We
still
had to
be
get
cool.
2 tables together to play
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, there's no player board at all. You just had a set of cards, and then you'd put like, if you got some special powers, you just get like a small little space. Everything was the board.
As
Yeah.
long as you got it figured out, it's actually simple to play.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
it was fun. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
I liked it.
it
I'd
was a
play
fun
it
game.
again.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to quit early because we had something to go to.
We
Yeah.
went back to another play test called King of the Road.
Yeah, we went.
Yeah.
Jamboree the first
was-
day asked us back. They're like, "We're testing this one, so would you come back to test this one?" King of the Roads is what it's called. So.
And it was. I liked it. I would buy it as is, but we talked to them. It's still one they're looking to develop and get Kickstarter, and they got a shot at it on this one.
Yeah, because it was first, in the finals for the Pandasaurus.
Some competition where they get a bonus to get it published.
Yeah, they could win $25,000 to help get production on it. Yeah, I liked it. We talked about adding a campaign element to it, which I think would be really easy. Just a matter of turning over like a card. A card could say, because it had the United States, and we're gonna have a quick peek of that out.
Yeah, and we'll do a review of it.
They gave us permission to do quick peeks of it. So, yeah.
And basically, you had your little semi-mini, which was awesome.
They were so cute.
You're picking up loads and delivering them. Simple. Doesn't sound like much, but all these other people were picking up loads and delivering them. And you had to figure out how to get across the country. And there were event decks that like snow blizzard in the Rockies. So there were these roadblocks they would put out. The police are in, on I-40. And so these cities along I-40 would be blocked off.
Yeah.
And so it was really clever the way they did it. Either every round there's either a city blocked off or a quadrant of 4 areas blocked off. And if you had to enter either one of those, you had to take an expense, and that would cut into your profit for the load. So
it was a really fun game. It was. And I think I hope what they do. I'll put it this way. This is all up in the air.
Conjecture.
Their goal was to make a design a game that would be fun for like 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, but also for adults to play.
Yeah.
And I think if we talk to more, we're like, you've got an awesome game. That you could do like the basic rules, then do like when the kids go to bed rules and stuff. And it was
flip the board or something like that.
Or just make. But it was fun as is. I would enjoy it. They talked about price points. And I said you're probably right on price.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Really
but
fun.
if they can implement, because they were looking for ideas. Yeah. If they implement a lot of these ideas that people suggest or they come up with, they're very smart men.
Yeah, if we're playing with
it would be. One guy was in logistics, so that made it interesting.
Yeah, he's like, this really happens. This is a real thing.
Like, you need this, and
he's like,
screw your buddy car.
I've worked in trucking, and the reality is, you want to upgrade your rig. He did all the stuff. It was really cool.
And hopefully they'll take that idea and do something with it. They seem very interesting.
His name was Portofiro. Yeah. That group of guys actually had driven up from Mexico to the con.
Yeah.
There were 3 guys, and they could play the heavyweight, the medium, and heavyweight games. They were really good.
Yeah. As a second language, I was really impressed with those guys. Yeah. They were really good guys.
They were sharp.
That actually kind of caused not a problem, but a misunderstanding that I never thought of, like there was a fuel credit to this gentleman. He thought credit meant something else because translated into Spanish. And he figured it out, and I was like, man, if you're designing a game, you've really got to think about people who may not know the word.
Right. And also the map of the United States. They weren't as familiar with the cities, so we were talking about doing an outline of the states.
Where's Billings at? And we're like, it's right up here because,
We're like, one suggestion I had, if they do or don't, it's their decisions. Like, put like the road sign, just have it match numbers so you can just in order so you can find, and if you're a small kid, you're not going to know where Boise, Idaho is.
They said there were 12 different countries represented at that con.
Yeah.
So the U.S. and 11 other countries.
We're going to do kind of a review on that as best we can, just talking about it. But it was a really fun game. I really liked it. It reminds me a little bit of some game, but I can't think of what. But I think
Ticket to Ride is what a lot of people are comparing it to, but it's not Ticket to Ride.
No, it's not Ticket to Ride. It's not like a clone. It's its own game.
Yeah, it's its own game, but it does have the
pathfinding trap.
Yeah,
or something. Yeah. But I like it a lot.
That was a good one.
I would buy it at the price point they said, but if they do the expansions like we talked about, or if they do that, it would be, I think, a mega popular game. I really do.
And then outside of that one, we also went back to the hut game room, as we do, and we played Bohemians, and there's a whole story there.
Yeah.
I'll let John tell it, because John's the guy.
And it actually turned out to be good, because we were...
Yeah, from a bad day turned out to something really
because we got late, because one of our goals was we're going to go back to the event room to buy something, but we'll get
I wanted to get the box for Alan for his birthday.
I looked back and I said, Bohemians is open. And we're like, what's it about? I said, don't have a clue.
No clue.
And we said, it's 5:15, the vendor booth just closed, and I didn't get the big box for Al for his birthday.
We went over, we started looking at it, and I saw this gentleman, they usually have 2 copies of the game. And I saw that guy, said, hey, would you like to come play with us? And we're learning it too. And he's like, yeah, sure. And I remember, and he said, I saw he had indie cards and comics on his, or cards and games.
And I commented to him, I said, we just missed, I said, I wanted to get a mystery box from you guys. And so he said, I'll go get you one. So he ran and got one and came back and he gave us, he said, here's an extra game.
Yeah. What a nice guy.
We're like, oh,
we're just like, this guy's great. We love him.
He's so nice. Yeah. He had an Indie Games polo on.
And I remember seeing him work at the
Indie
booth.
board and games. And so I gave him, I paid for my big box, and he sat down and he played the game.
And we're sitting there playing it, and I was, and like the booth, I was like, the game is like, oh, I know, this designer, he did good. He did this other game.
Yeah.
So I tell you, he was into this stuff. And I was like, I said, oh, what do you do for...
At the end of after we played for 2 hours, probably.
I was like, oh, what do you do at the, for indie cards? He goes, oh, I'm the owner.
Yeah, he had an exhibitor on the thing, and we thought he was just a guy that worked there. No, we were playing with
the owner of the company.
And we were like...
Travis Worthington.
Yeah, so we got a picture with him. It'll be...
We're like,
we fangushed a little bit. We were respectful of it.
He actually that company makes two of our favorite games, Flashpoint, which I love Flashpoint.
We have all the Flashpoint. We'll do playthrough and a feature on that.
Aeon's
we
End,
like
that's one I like.
And Aeon's End. I like Aeon's End too.
And what was the other one? Terraforming Mars.
Was our brush with board game celebrity.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So...
But if we hadn't have got there late, Don wouldn't have got Al's birthday present.
It's like it's weird how everything click, click, click.
But he was a super nice guy. He was friendly.
He was so nice.
Well, he was serious about gaming. He was planning his strategy and stuff.
He kind of taught us a few things too, because we were playing. Bohemians is a deck builder where you're trying to get for inspiration. There are these inspiration cards that progressively cost more as someone else bought them, and you had to get 4 of them. And so you get these cards, and they have these symbols on them, and you chain them together. And like one person was a musician, there was a sculptor, there was a writer, and there was a painter. So you were one of those 4 aspects, and they each had different kind of things. Like my guy,
you had jobs.
Yeah, you had jobs you had to do, and you had kind of specialities also. I had love and something else, and y'all had, it was a little lock symbol.
Mine was locks. I don't know what represented.
Yeah.
But it was really fun, and like he did, whenever he was done with his turn, he would start setting the next, and I was like, oh, that's smart. Instead of sitting there waiting, till
the end of the round. Yeah.
Once
you were done,
we were ready for the next round, so that sped the game up. I was like, he's brilliant. And then he did something else. He got rid of his card, and I was like,
cards,
I could burn cards
calling
too.
his deck.
And so, I told him, I was like, I wouldn't have won that if you hadn't called that card, because I didn't even think about calling these cards.
But the Bohemian itself was a fun game.
It was a fun game.
I knew nothing about it. I'd never heard of it, never heard of the company. And it was a lot of fun.
Portal Games. It's made by Portal Games.
Which is a Polish. Because he's like, we said, who's Portal? He goes, it's a Polish company.
Like,
he
knew. But
the art was really good. It was set in 1850s, 60s, right in there.
It was really fun. The only drawback to the game is you can give people syphilis.
Here's your card. You have syphilis.
You get syphilis. If you have it.
I drew cholera. You got terrible diseases. I think it's supposed to be in the 1800s,
1850s or whatever.
1850s,
But like the Bohemian eras, like you get the syphilis card, you're like, oh man. So what the mechanic of that is at the end of your turn, you dig through the deck and find syphilis and give it to another person.
Somebody else.
There was a deck of bad things that could happen to you.
And I got cholera. It was a sad.
They're not all like diseases. Some of them like you get hyper focused and you like lose like
I can't remember. I had one. I can't remember what it was called.
You couldn't use certain symbols.
I couldn't buy the highest value card out there and that one I left in my deck for the entire game, because for me I was
it didn't hurt you.
It's not going to hurt me that much. So I just didn't even worry about it. So,
but it took a card out of your hand that you could change.
Well, it didn't though, because whenever you had one of those, you played it, and you got to draw another one. So you always had 5 cards.
Then I did that wrong.
That may be why you. You always had 5 cards you could play, and so you had muses, bad things, and your habits is what they would call it. Your habits that would let you make your art, whatever your art was.
And the fun thing to me, like the habits, you told your story of what you did that day. That was entertaining of itself.
Got inspiration, wrote all day, went to work. No, you're right. Yeah.
John's character was like, and stumble around in the streets.
Yeah, stumble around the streets.
Your character was a drunkard. They were always.
Yeah, I stumbled into an event uninvited.
You were always stumbling around.
Yeah. It was, and of course you make the story and you can add to it.
And I would not have pick that game or pick that up. Like I said, we don't play a lot as many card games. I'm like, I'm gonna try out some card games. They were fun.
Yeah, I had heard of it and I was interested in it, but I just didn't quite know. It was one of those. You're with me. I know those hardcore gamers. You're like, I don't know about this game. Don't want to spend this much money on getting this game because I just don't know if it's going to be worth it or not. Because if you're like me, you've been burned a couple times.
Yeah.
And so after playing this, I've been looking, going, I would like to get a copy of this. So
that was probably my third favorite game. I really enjoyed it.
He went and taught somebody the game.
I taught 2 people, actually.
Yeah,
you did?
Yeah, so where's John? I look and he's sitting at this table just.
Because after we played it, Al and I went to play Ada's Dream.
Yeah.
And John stayed on at that one.
I was kind of tired, and that's a very heavy game.
It's a heavy game.
And I'm computer science in college, and I liked Ada Lovelace. I thought this is a really cool idea, but then I'm like, it's 10 o'clock.
And he had to go find the pizza because we were getting hungry by then.
Pizza.
You're literally. I thought it was funny the first night when the lady that runs the con. Oh, I can't remember her name.
Lauren.
She said,
Sarcelle.
"Remember to sleep. Take your medicine. Take care of yourself. Don't overdo it."
The 3 rules: sleep at least 3 hours. What was the 2? Eat twice and to take at least 1 shower. So that was their
in a 24-hour period. Yeah.
Speaking of that, just so I really didn't hit any stinky people.
John.
I know, but
So,
it's stereotypical. But
anyway,
at most cons, it's kind of rough. This one, I did not have that incident.
She told us that very first day. She told us that, and I thought, she's kind of joking, but literally, we were like, it's 10 o'clock at night, and we haven't eaten since 12:30. Yeah. So we had to send John out to go find some pizza. But he and I played Ada's Dream with Chad. Chad was awesome.
Chad, you're awesome, Chad. Hope
Chad's
you're watching.
awesome.
Yeah.
Chad.
He was interesting,
He can play those really heavy games. He's really smart.
He had the driest sense of humor.
Yeah.
He would say these things, and they were hilarious.
He was so funny. Yeah. He is so funny. Chad, you were awesome. And we played it with him, and we just kept playing, and we played for about an hour, maybe.
Hour some change, and Chad is like, this is past my bedtime.
We're so tired. It was like 11.
Yeah.
And we were just like, we didn't want the day to end because we knew that was our last night there. So then as we walked out, we passed another table that was open, ants, and
we had a guy tell us how to play.
We had one of the teachers. Well, I was like, I'll tell you how to play it. We told him up front, can you explain it to us? We're not playing.
We're probably not going to play it.
We just want to know
But he
about
went through the whole game and how to play it.
Yeah, I would really like to play Ants. It seemed
it looked fun.
Really cool. Had a lot of stuff. It was you were building your
ant colony.
Mm-hmm.
In 2 ways. You had these cards that built the colony, but then you also had to dig out the colony to have space to play the cards. Because this card was a 4-space card, so you had to have at least 4 space free on your ant colony, and then that would chain into other things.
And you had to go explore the world too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They had the main board with the cards you could pick, and then you gathered resources, and then you had your little player board with the little Tetris style with the little grid. It was neat.
It had a strength element. It was a worker placement, but how strong you got your workers. You'd have just a regular explorer, but this space needed a 4, so you had to be able to figure out how to get a stack of 4 explorer ants together to place a stack of 4 on the 4 space to explore this 4 space. So you had to build that engine up. So
it was asymmetrical. The queens were asymmetrical.
Yeah, and you also had, it was random too, because you also got an ability.
Yeah.
Remember that job card?
Yeah, you got a job card
that gave you abilities.
And then the deck, your colony would change as you went through it, so you'd have different specificities that your colony could get.
So we this year have been to a lot of cons. We went to Gen Con, Dragon Con, and our local NEA Game Fest, and this one we went to 4 this year. And I would say this was probably my favorite.
Absolutely my favorite.
This is by far my favorite.
Yeah.
It was, price-wise, was spot on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to people who were there. The hotel wasn't that expensive to stay there.
It wasn't that expensive to stay there. The food wasn't that expensive. They didn't really gouge you. They had a nice little food area.
Yeah.
And so you could get an $8 sandwich. If you're going to Subway, what are you going to spend? About $8 for a Subway sandwich. So they had an $8 turkey sandwich. The drinks were a little outrageous, but I had a water bottle I took with me everywhere.
Yeah, you could refill a water bottle.
Refillable stations for water bottles. So
And if you stayed there, they said you could request a refrigerator for your room, and they have a microwave. You could request one for your room or go down to the lobby. So you could probably bring food, deliver groceries in. I mean, get DoorDash to deliver groceries.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know if this is common on large hotels. I really don't. But they had like a food delivery table. Like when you walked in, there's like, food delivery,
lobby.
drop it here.
Yeah.
There'll be a picture of it. But because I was like, that's a great idea.
There were so many people there.
Yeah.
They wouldn't come up to your room. They would just come in and drop it.
Parking wasn't super expensive.
Yeah, for downtown Dallas, like, for example, Gen Con, it was $30 plus tax to park at Gen Con. And then our hotel was within walking distance, and the hotel parking was almost $40 a day. And this one, they had negotiated, if you had a badge, the BGG badge, it was... One parking lot was $5 a day, and one was $10, $11, really.
They had an overflow.
Yeah, the Houston lot was $11. So we would park at our hotel. We had to pay parking. We'd have to drive in and pay again. But still, even with that, it was under $25 a day, pretty much every day.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
We could have walked, I think.
Yeah, we could have probably.
We weren't physically ready to do that yet. So. Yeah.
And some of the areas were kind of dicey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it rained all day one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
The hotel where it was safe and fine.
Oh, yeah.
But where we were, you had to go through a bit of a few spots.
There were a few areas that if you were walking back at midnight or 1 in the morning.
Be kind of dicey.
Yeah. So we played it safe. We drove in, and also if you bought all those games, you wouldn't want to be hauling those back.
No.
So we kind of made the wise call, but I thought it was a pretty good price point as far. And the tickets, I think our
tickets were $150.
They weren't that. Gen Con was $150 and Dragon Con was about that. This one was only like maybe $110, and then they do it again in the spring in May, and those were only $90 in May because they don't have all the events. So this one had the hot games, and I don't know if they're going to have the hot games in the spring one. They haven't announced it yet. It had the tournaments. It had the playtest area. It had the outside, what was the area where they did the luchador contest?
Dexterity
games. It had the photo ops.
Yeah.
Then it had the prototype rooms.
Yeah. Those were kind of all the events they had going on. And they had D&D sessions, RPGs.
RPG room, had war rooms.
Contests,
had
war
some
rooms.
Huge tables set up for
a quiet area.
Yeah, they had quiet area if noise got to you or something.
Yeah,
you could go there.
Could go.
Which was directly across from the War Games room.
Yeah, which we found hilarious and ironic. But I don't know what they'll have in the spring. But
we'll tell you then.
We're going to find out.
We'll find out. And this one was at the Hyatt Regency downtown that had the the lookout. What was that big tower called?
The Reunion Tower.
Reunion Tower. Yeah, the Reunion Tower. And the next one in the spring is at the airport Hyatt. So we're just going to fly in, and you just go to the hotel right there at the airport.
You land at the convention.
You don't have to have a car to get around,
So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Too.
So we're going to end on the note. What was your favorite moments and your favorite couple of games? The games you like the most.
Top 3 games: Covenant, Bohemians, and the Forges of Ravenshire. Those would be my top 3. Ravenspire, Forges of Ravenspire. Those are my top 3. My favorite moment probably was talking to the prototype guys at Jamboree, Alan and Richard.
Yeah.
And finding out we were playing with the owner of Indie Games that makes one of my all-time favorite co-op games, Flashpoint. So I was like,
yes.
You make our favorite game. And then I like the Aeon series too. So meeting him, those were my highlights. Al, sorry.
No. That my top 3 are basically the same. Yeah, Covenant, and I'm kind of flip-flopping. Maybe Aquaria was my 3rd favorite. I really enjoyed Bohemians though. Yeah, so that's kind of tough there. I want to give
Bohemians be a good quick game. Like if you have play this real quick.
It wasn't super quick, but at the same time,
it was super fun.
It was a fun game, and my favorite moment was finding out we were sitting there playing. It was such a cool guy. We were playing with the president and owner of a company. So
yeah, my favorite was probably Ravenspire by far. I think I liked that one the most.
Yeah,
her game. My favorite event really was doing the game prototypes, talking to the Jamboree companies, not them particular, just because they're like, hey, what can we do to make this game better? I'm like, okay, let's talk, because that's what we do after we play a game. We're
There were
like,
some
vastly
different opinions.
Yeah.
Like this one guy, the stuff he was suggesting
was pretty
was like
speed
he really didn't like. There was a memory element to that prison bank. He's like, I hate
Yeah.
memorizing, so get rid of that and do this and this. And I was like, man, the game you're suggesting is so vastly different than what I think of and what the game is. And then John's was kind of different from that. And
Yeah.
There's another guy's was different from that.
And I liked it
They
too
did a
because you
round
felt like
robin.
you could maybe influence something to get something
Yeah.
really interesting. Plus,
and make it more fun.
help them out, and I
They
just
were
like
so
talking about.
appreciative.
I just like talking about game mechanics and
I
what
thought
can you do.
this Rodden Vassey
Yeah, Ryan Bassey, yeah.
at Robo Games, he was fun too. Like, because he was telling me how he manufactured it and how he figured out how to source it and manufacture it in the States so that he could build games. Like, even if there's, like with COVID and everything, he could keep going because he sourced it all.
Yeah, he just decided
He
he
was
wouldn't
really
be a game
smart.
builder.
He was an interesting guy. I didn't
Very.
talk to him directly a whole
Yeah.
lot, but listened on. He was interesting.
He was, yeah.
Nice guy. We got an autographed card from him.
Yeah, he autographed
Yes.
some cards.
Yes, and I want to go to his place. It's within a day's drive. I'd like to
Yeah.
go to his storefront.
Yeah.
A lot of neat things. Luchadors was definitely my second favorite.
Lucha was interesting.
They enjoyed it, and something where just meeting like at the fellowship.
Yeah.
I would say that whole place, whether they may
Everybody
argue,
was friendly.
everybody was nice, everybody was good, everybody was courteous, and I think if I'd just gone by myself and I was an orphan, then I would have been able to find people to play with, because it was a fellowship of gamers and games.
Yeah,
Yes.
and everywhere's had the help wanted signs or the need players, and you would get somebody.
Yeah.
You really would.
People were so respectful.
Yeah, they just take a sign that said players wanted and just walk around, and they would
You
find
would walk
somebody.
around with their board holding up the game on the board, and you would see them pick up people.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, just being critical. Anything, I don't think of anything negative on this con. No, excluding the car wreck. But
Yeah.
but that's not. They can't help us.
That
with that
wasn't
one.
them, yeah.
But there was really nothing, because like our local one, I saw like I wish they'd do this, or Gen Con's like they need to do this. This one, it was my favorite con by far. It'll be the gold standard. Really.
Yeah.
I really,
Size-wise,
really like it.
price-wise, funness factor,
Funness-wise.
10 out of 10. You could just
And-
go as long and as hard as you wanted to.
There were 4 floors of rooms. They all had open game
So
signs.
yeah,
So you
the
could
only
play
thing I
any way
wish
you
is
want.
they had more tables, or it was a little
Yeah.
quieter. But that's something that's beyond their control.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of a
Other room. Well, they had rooms that were quieter. If when you find them, you found the alcove. You camp out there.
yeah. But even the food area, you weren't having to just struggle to get a table. There were
Yeah.
enough tables.
There's
You
enough
could
tables.
Yeah.
just go and eat.
I wish the chicken sandwich would have been better. That was
Oh,
the least
Well, that's
thing.
the hotel.
But other than that, I really had no
Yeah.
negative
I wish
aspects
people
from it.
hadn't checked out the games I wanted to play. But
Yeah.
again, that's not their
Right.
fault.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody just checked at that 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We did have one of those.
What was it? I can't remember. There's a game.
We kept
Shackled and
trying to
Base. I really want to play Shackled and Base. They're like, oh, it's checked out 30 minutes ago.
And
the next
Vantage.
one's, yeah, Vantage. Yeah.
We
Someone had
wanted to
Vantage
try
for
that.
over 12 hours.
Yeah.
So
You're supposed to bring it back at 4.
they're like, they
Yeah.
checked out last night at this time, and it was noon. I was like,
We're like, I'm going to have to go find them and have a talk.
Yeah. But no, this was a great con. I think it's great value.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
if you are a board gamer, you know,
This is a
I'm
great con.
throwing cards
Yes.
and D&D in that also, but mainly board gamer.
Yeah.
This
Actually,
is your con.
If you're all into D&D, this wouldn't be your con. Or
No, they had D&D.
They had it, but it's kind
Yeah.
of like normal. It's like us. We go to the role playing conventions, and they have one board game.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
you're a
So
board
this is the
gamer-
mirror of it.
Yeah.
If you like board games, it's perfect.
Yep.
Well, thank you for listening to us talk for over an hour, gushing about everything. I really enjoyed it. I hope to see some of y'all there. Come by and say hi if you can. So be sure to like and subscribe.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.